Today's broadcast is being brought to you by WokeSkipTracing.com. Look up phone numbers and email addresses with ease, with pricing as low as only 15 cents per match, not per search, per match. If there's no number or email address, you don't pay. Get accurate data in just minutes. WokeSkipTracing.com. That's WokeSkipTracing.com. All right, what up, what up, what up? It's your favorite day of the week. It's Monday Night Raw, real estate style. This is the time that you've all been waiting for. We do this show each and every Monday night where it's either we do some type of training or some type of interview or something to fill your brain, fill that noggin up with something good in the neighborhood. We are streaming live on multiple places now, temporarily on Instagram. If you're watching there, hop on over to the YouTube channel at Chris Monroe STL for the full experience. We are also streaming on Periscope at Chris Monroe Show. Need to share that out, as a matter of fact. Didn't share it. And also, we are also streaming on YouTube at Chris Monroe STL. We're streaming in the Facebook group, Woke Real Estate Investors Group. Also, if you are watching and this video provides you any type of value, if you learn something, even by accident, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, give it a like, or give it a share. Go ahead and put your name in and where you're coming in from. We'll give you a shout out before we get started with the show while I give you these quick announcements real quick. Don't forget, tomorrow night, we're doing the virtual networking Hootie's House Buying Club, 6 o'clock Central Time. Virtual meetup, talking about real estate. Don't matter if you're in St. Louis or not. You can be anywhere in the world. Just jump on in. If you want to be a part of the stream, you can actually get on a Zoom call. Just go to stlviplist.com, like you see at the bottom there, and you'll be added to the list to get the link to the Zoom, because we don't want any crazies jumping in there like they've tried to do before. You can jump in on that. That's tomorrow night, 6 p.m. Central Standard Time with Rich Groves. The following week on Monday night, we're doing a real estate case analysis, deal analysis, how the worst deal turned into one of my best deals, the goose that lays the golden eggs. That's right. This little house you see on here turned off money for no reason. We're going to break that down in full detail. Have no money in the deal and it's still paying money today. We're going to break that down in full detail. That's next Monday, June the 8th. The following week, let's see, that's going to be the 15th. We're on with Yana Epps, talking about making money with multifamily properties, those apartment buildings. I know everybody wants to be like Uncle G and things like that. We're going to break that down and try to figure out and answer some of your questions when it comes to multifamily real estate investing. The following week, we're on with Miss Andrea Stakes, how to find, train, and retain virtual assistants. While you're doing this business, you find out that it's difficult to do all this stuff yourself. Hire somebody to help you out. We got Miss Andrea Stakes coming on to help us out on June 22nd to give us some of the inside scoop on how to get that done exactly. Let's see, the following week, the 29th, we're on with Just Ask Andy, talking about how to build family credit, mom, dad, and their kids, and leverage that into an empire. That's right. You can leverage it into an empire where you can build wealth over many, many years of just setting it up right from the beginning. Let's see. The first week of July, we're on with Antonio J. Edwards. I know you might have seen him on YouTube. One of the first people I found on YouTube when it came to flipping property, wholesaling property, things like that. We're going to be talking about flipping houses in a competitive market, because, you know, these people in California, Florida, New York, these places where they're like, I can't compete. Well, he's going to give us some inside tips on that. And we got some more coming up for you. But for tonight, we're on with the mobile home elite investors. That's right. Byron and Sharnice are going to be talking about the mobile home investing and so much more. So let's see who we got up in here for right now. Let's see here. Kansas City in the building. What up, Kevin Simmons? Good to see you. Chris Allen. What's up? What's up? What's up? Who is this here? They say they're making calls now. You making calls? That's good. All the way up to 8 o'clock. Keep it going. If you are watching in the Woke Real Estate Investment Group, hit that link. There's a link in there that opens up to let us see who you are and what your name is and things like that, so we can put you on the screen here. Ashley Ann from Atlanta. What up? Nina, what's up? How you doing from San Diego? You out there in one of those competitive markets I was just talking about. California. Scary to put some money out there, but we got some for you. What's up, Calvin Jones? See ya. I see ya. And who else is this? Amani Daniels. All good, people. So good. So like I said, give this video a thumbs up. Give it a like. Give it a share if you care, because it's about that time, y'all. We about to get this thing popping.
And we have. And we have. And we have. Mr. I stay woke. And Mr. I stay
woke. What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? This is the student master teacher, Mr. I Stay Woke, Chris Monroe, and I'm right back at you with another real estate video. So without further ado, looks like we got one half of the mobile home elite investors, my bro Byron. Let me get him in here. He's in the green room. My mouse don't want to move. Let me get him in here. Where he at? Boom, there he is. Drop him in here. What up, bro?
What's going on? How you feeling today, King?
All is well. All is well. Good to see you. Good to see you. So, for people who may not know, who are you, Byron, and what do you do?
Yeah, so again, I am one half of the mobile home elite investors. My name is Byron. My queen's name is Sharnice. And what we do, we invest in tiny boxes, what they call mobile homes, and make some nice profit from, I tell people, the unsexy part of real estate.
Wow, the unsexy part. So why would you call it that? It's money, right? All money's good money. Or I guess
all money's good money, man. But it's a lot of times it's overlooked because a lot of your mobile homes are in rural areas. And it's, most people say, can you make money on mobile homes? And the answer is yes. And, honestly, there are huge returns that come along, in this business.
Huge returns in mobile homes. So, a lot of people may feel like, a mobile home could be a bad place. Like, they think of trailer trash and all these other derogatory terms. I mean, what do you say to people who say things like that?
Honestly, the stigmas, I'm here to dispel it. When I first got into the industry, I had dreadlocks and I thought the same thing. And I was actually received with open arms in this industry. And, the biggest thing is this industry is one of the largest affordable housing industries that doesn't take subsidized money from the government. So it's a huge need for affordable housing in this industry.
So you saying it's affordable housing and they don't take government, so you can't use Section 8 and none of that stuff?
Now, it's very rare that you're going to find a mobile home park owner that takes Section 8. And so with that, the mobile home industry doesn't get a lot of government aid. And so it's kind of like, we're in there to swim ourselves, but we still make things happen in it.
Wow. So you out there swimming with the sharks.
Yes, sir.
So they have to, so a person who wants to buy a mobile home or live in a mobile home or rent in a mobile home, they have to come up with their own money. Ain't nobody helping them.
Facts. I mean, the mobile home sector is one of the only sectors you can see someone can make $15 an hour and still be able to live affordable. The median income you're talking about right now, right about that $35,000 mark. And I tell people, for Section 8, a lot of places you got to make $18,000 or less. So it's kind of that in between. And so where they still have that affordability and still have a roof and no neighbors on top, downstairs, or right on the side of.
Right. Okay, so that makes sense. So what would be some of the benefits? I know you said that there's not people above you and all of that. Why would somebody want to live in a mobile home to begin with?
Yeah, well, definitely first and foremost, affordability. The affordability, when you talk about even taxes, yearly taxes for a mobile home that's inside of a mobile home park community, it is way less. I'll give you an example. I'm here in Illinois. My mobile home that we have in Indiana, we're paying Indiana $30 a year for taxes because it's a personal property. And then also in Illinois, I'm paying $167 for the year. So across, nationwide. And then what I love about mobile homes, it's a great place, to get started, right? When you talk about you can own your own home. Sometimes lot rents as low as $375 a month. That's taxes on somebody's mortgage in certain places. So, and then also the community atmosphere. I think a lot of times mobile home parks get that negative stigma of, trailer trash and all of that kind of stuff. But when you go in these communities, it's a very family-based community because you're talking about your neighbors. You have eyesight. And the camaraderie. We go to a lot of communities that they have beautification awards. So it's a lot of benefits and perks to living in mobile home.
Wow! So they will actually get awards for saying you got the best yard or the best flower bed. How does that work?
Oh yeah. Yeah, so some mobile home parks are in concrete jungles that they don't have grass, but you have some that nowadays the more corporations are really trying to make these things as beautiful communities. So I mean, whoever has the most roses or something like that, now you have competition. You're creating that competition, so people want that award. They want their plot, and I mean, end of the day, everybody wants that house to look great on the outside as well.
Wow. Okay. So that's cool. That's cool. So people will actually move in there. It's affordable. They don't have all these people above them, next to them. They have their own space. They're living a good life. Don't cost a lot of money. I mean, what would a person really pay in rent on average? I guess it's different in every place.
Yeah, so it really varies. I tell them a lot of times it's going to be about market rate for rent, or if it's coming from a mobile home park, they're normally very, very competitive. So normally they're at least $100 cheaper than what market rent is. So it's always going to be cheaper than whatever the average apartment rents are in the area.
Wow. Okay. So they would rather do that. So when it comes to like a mobile home, what would make a difference in a person actually renting one or actually wanting to buy one?
Nice, good question. So, I mean, definitely have several options. What I love about mobile homes, just like traditional real estate, if someone wants to rent a mobile home, they have the option to rent it from a mobile home community, or they can rent it from an investor. But most mobile home parks prefer that you don't sublease in their community, just for the case of, if I live pretty far from a community and I'm the landlord, they break something, I don't have that access. And as far as buying a mobile home, especially used mobile homes, most of the times these things are selling for cash. Like people can come up, in the Midwest, it's easy for someone to come up with 10K, 12K just to pay off their home. But there are several lenders that, lend to if you want to get a more newer home that it's like 70,000 and up. You have lenders. Warren Buffett has two lenders, 21st Mortgage Corporation and Vanderbilt Mortgage. And so, Vanderbilt and Finance Company. And so you have several, companies that are now coming for mobile homes, because banks at first were not lending to mobile homes because they saw it as a depreciating asset. But these companies, these other mortgage companies, understand that, hey, at the end of the day, that's still a note. And as long as if I have somebody on a term, they're going to be paying me for a long time. So you're starting to see more mortgage companies come around to it.
Wow. So they just starting to notice that, hey, man, we're leaving a lot of money on the table. We definitely got to jump in there.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see here. We got Amani Daniel say, hey, bro, I'm in Illinois. What part of Illinois are you in?
So we in Chicago.
Oh, okay. Chicago in the house. Oh, you only like 5 hours away or something, 4.5 from St. Louis. Cool. So when it comes to that, I heard you just say something about the depreciating asset. I know that's one of the things that kind of made me stay away from it in the beginning, before I even looked into it. I mean, how do you overcome the depreciating asset thing?
Well, see, the awesome thing about it now is what I love teaching people is we add the value. I don't care what the bank tell me how much this house is worth, because I'm not selling it to the bank. At the end of the day, I'm providing a roof over somebody's head. So for me, the way I go into it is, since it has a stigma, especially in the Midwest, a lot of places, they have the stigma. People are pretty much selling their mobile homes and don't know the value. So someone to just sell a mobile home for $5,000. Now, I understand that if I have a move-in place, right, and I look at the average house near me is selling for, let's say I'm selling $150,000, I got a huge window to provide affordable housing. So if I sell this house for $18,000, where else will you get a move-in ready house for $18,000? So that's the way I look at adding value versus an institution telling us that, no, this is depreciating asset.
Wow. Yeah, that's more in the creative real estate space world, because that's the world I live in. I don't believe in letting the bank tell me that. I let the people tell me what they're willing to pay. And that's kind of the same thing with this.
Yes.
Wow. Okay, great. So basically we're selling financing then, basically.
Exactly. We're doing seller financing, right? Because people, especially nowadays, with everything going on, people they prefer payments. And so, when you're able to offer affordable payments, like I said, just like apartment, on the same lines as apartment rent, the communities, mobile home communities have what is called lot rent. It's just like HOA fees, and so they have their set. And long as, you determine your cash flow, if the mobile home park, they're not greedy. Let's say the lot rent is, again, $375, $400, but the average, market rent for apartments is $900. Now I can determine my cash flow in between that. And for example, if I may be cash flowing $500 per asset, that I only pay, $5,000, $7,000, $10,000 for.
Oh, wow. So that's a thing that I do want to know too. How do you determine the value? Or is this something you just make up and say, I think somebody will pay 18 grand and I'll see what the marketplace tell me. Is that how it work or what?
Yeah, so when we first started, that's exactly what we was doing. When we first started, we would buy a house. Again, I would buy a mobile home in my market, $5,000, and I immediately put it on the market for 15,000. But one way now, if you're doing a mobile home inside of a community, one thing you want to do is you just want to ask the owner or the park manager, hey, what are used mobile homes selling for in this park? And then you can ask them, what are new mobile homes selling for? So if they say, our new mobile homes are selling for 50,000, but our used mobile homes are selling for 10,000. Now I know I got a nice little median in between that, and then I know how much value I can provide in my house, because I always tell people, you're looking for one buyer, right? So somebody saying, hey, that's too much, that's just not the person that you got to sell your house to. And normally in that situation, that's how we kind of comp it when it comes to mobile home communities.
Great. So it don't work off regular comps like looking on the MLS or none of that stuff. I mean, is there a place people can look to research that information, or is all about the park manager?
So they have it's called the NADA guide, NADA guide. That's a paid site. I think it's like $30 a month. They have that. Those numbers will put you more in line with, I guess, what an institution will pay for it. And then you can also compare. It's a website called MHVillage.com, and a lot of times you can kind of start comping with nearby mobile home parks. And a lot of times they list their new homes on there, so that gives you an idea of what someone is willing to pay near that community.
The NADA guide, okay. The nada.
Yeah.
Nada. Give me some nada. I know that's right. Tomato. So I know that's how we evaluate it. And somebody asked a question up here, which is one of my favorite questions. How do I make money off mobile homes?
Oh man. So the one thing I tell people is it's an affordable housing option, right? So the one way we would do is, for example, you're always looking for off-market deals. I tell people driving for dollars is huge, and you're looking for those for sale signs, and most people don't know the value of their mobile home. And again, I look at it, especially down the times. Let's say someone is selling their mobile home. I think mine is in Illinois. You find a mobile home for 7 to 10 grand. You can definitely put it on the market for 20 grand, because you always have to ask the question, where is someone going to find a move-in ready house for 20,000, 30,000, 40,000, 50,000? In Illinois, I mean, again, even it's a fixed to land, that is very rare. So, when you talk about those things, and then even I'll tell people, if you were to take payments, you take a minimum of $300, right, for 60 months, just like a car, because a mobile home is just considered like a car. That's $18,000, right? So if I pay $10,000 in 5 years, I could turn that 10 to 18,000. It's always a great, investment on the long run.
Wow. So you can flip your money. Now here's some. While that money's flipping and working for you, do you have to do any work?
No. So that's what rent to own is for. That's what you do rent to own, right? When you do rent to own, you put the responsibility on the actual tenant buyer, because you want to groom them from home ownership, because most people are going to graduate from a mobile home to a traditional house. We've even had times where we've actually linked some of our tenant buyers with credit repair specialists, because we understand that if they can either get a loan and pay us off, or this can help them, put them in a position to, get a house right after this. So, you can be very strategic with it.
I know that's right. Edward say, do you live in a trailer park yourself?
No, I'm in the city. I'm in Chicago.
Is it even mobile homes in Chicago, in the city like that, or no?
It's one park close to the lake. It's on the south side. They have one community. But on its outskirts, you have several. And then the further you go in the rural areas, we have mobile home parks. Well, a lot. In Illinois alone, is over 1,000. Where are we at right now? We are 1,100 mobile home parks. Indiana, we're right at 1,300 parks. And I think you're down in Missouri. Missouri has over 900 communities.
Yeah, I watched that video you guys put out about different states and, the benefits and, the negatives and the positives of each state, because every state is different. Mm-hmm. And I know that's very, very powerful. Y'all still going on a series, or is it almost done?
So, we did 3 in a row. We're going to probably, we're going to run those back, or we may come up with some more topics, but we understand, during this time, we wanted to give people as much value as possible, while we're at home, and just, continue to really, shed light on the industry, especially now what is going on.
Right, right. So I heard you mention too a little bit ago in regards to you can find a mobile home for as little 5, 6 grand, something like that. How can a person with little or no money get into this business?
Yeah. So man, one way you can also wholesale in this business. You can definitely wholesale. I tell people, a lot of times people like, well, how much should I save? And I'm like, you should wholesale. And that way you can build your capital up. So just similar, just like a traditional wholesale on a regular house. What I love about it, you do your assignment contracts, but I'll give your people some gems. At the end of the day, what's closing is bill of sales. That's it. It's just 2 bill of sales, and the title. And what I love about it, mobile homes is like a car title in most states. Right, it's the same as a title, so you're not really dealing with deeds, so you don't necessarily need to go to a title office to close. You don't need attorneys present, so you can literally do that transaction in one place in probably less than like 30-40 minutes.
Oh wow! So you don't need a middleman in the middle pinching off your money and stuff.
Nah, more money in your pocket.
So a title company love to get, I pay a lot of them. I'm closing 2 deals next week myself, and I'm coming out of pocket. So we're gonna see how they go. So definitely. So all right, everybody watching in here, if you have any questions of anything that we've been talking about, make sure you put them in the comments. We'll get to them before we wrap this thing up. So you said you can wholesale these deals. So you would basically put it under contract the same way you would do a traditional house, and then assign that, or how would that work?
Yep. So you put it under contract. Definitely with your seller. You definitely get a purchase agreement with your buyer. Lock that in. I always encourage people. The only difference is when you're doing a mobile home wholesale deal. Since the home is inside of a mobile home park community, and that's considered personal property, the seller still can sell their property. So that's again, it's just really building the trust amongst that seller. But yeah, at the closing, all you're doing having present, you make sure that the seller has the title available. You have 2 separate bill of sales. One of your bill of sales is with the purchase price with the buyer, and then the other bill of sale is with the what you agreed to purchase price with the seller, and that's all you need to complete that. And once the transaction, you take your check. My advice. I tell people you definitely want to post date the check for your seller, so that way you make sure your money clear, and that way your seller get hooked up.
All right, I know that's right. So if I was to buy a mobile home for 5 or 6 grand, not much, and in the real estate world, that can be closing costs in California somewhere.
Right.
If I was able to buy one, would I have to fix it up, or can I kind of sell it as is? I mean, how does that work?
So you definitely got options. If you find something, that cheap and you want to sell it as is, we call those handyman specials. You can sell it to another investor, or you can sell it to possibly, a tenant buyer who wants to, do a DIY fix up. But, you can rehab mobile homes as well. What I love about rehabs is single wide. On a single wide, you shouldn't be going over 14 grand all in. And on a double wide, you shouldn't be going over 25,000, right? Because materials are cheaper. And the cool thing about a mobile home is, you just want to make sure it's clean, safe, and functional. And that would really helps your costs.
What about putting granite countertops and, stainless steel appliances? Would you want to do something like that?
Now, I'll say this. If you're in San Diego, you in Miami, right, you somewhere that's, that kind of commands that, then yes. But if you're in, again, rural America, 9 times out of 10, they're just happy to get a roof over their head. So, white appliances, just basic, the wooden, I think that's wood, whatever it's called, the countertops. But man, a lot of times you can restore what's already in the mobile home.
Wow, I know that's right. All right, let's see here. I got a couple of questions here. Amani wants to know, someone tried to sell me a mobile home for $1,000. It was in decent condition. I just didn't know what I can do with it. What could I have done with it? Man,
you could have got that $1K and then sold it to another investor for $4 to $5K. Something like that. I always tell people you want to build a buyer's list. So, it's a lot of people right now. Mobile home investing is kind of hot right now because it's new and people know they can jump in. So yeah, something like that. I would have told them I would give them $500 for it. Took that $500 and then sold it to somebody for $2.
Flipped it and dipped it, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Dang. Or just buy it, and if it didn't need any work, do it itself. So I mean, I guess it can get kind of tricky with that stuff too. Because say what if they have to move it? If they have to move it off that lot, I mean, how would that go? How would that happen?
Right. So in the case of people wanting to move, normally most people want their mobile homes moved off of private property. So when they want it moved off private property. So I tell people, as a new investor, you do want to stay away from that because it can be costly. Here's the thing. If you're trying to move a 1978 mobile home that's been in place for all those years, you can when it's moved, it can possibly, get some damage because it hasn't been moved, right? So, you really just want to reevaluate. If you find a mobile home that's in decent condition, needs to be moved, your best bet is to shop that to either a mobile home dealer or you want to shop that to a mobile home park. But if you don't have a place to move it, is you wasting your time to trying to figure out where to move, buy it, and try to figure out when you could have found one in a community that's already fixated and then fix it up from there.
And leave it alone. Okay, that makes sense. So, I mean, is there a time that a mobile home park might say that trailer's got to get out of here, and you got to move it for some reason? Because that person saying they want to sell it for $1,000, they have to be kind of motivated, right, to sell it that cheap.
Yeah. So, I mean, normally a park. Here's the thing: as a park owner, and that's that's the next space that we're venturing off to. As a park owner, you want as many homes in your park as possible because at the end of the day, you collecting the money from the land. Like as long as a house is on there, you forever getting paid, right? So most mobile home parks, unless they're bringing in brand new homes, it's rare that they want or they're going to tell a tenant that you have to leave and get your mobile home off unless the tenant is not following rules and things. And here's the reality: mobile home parks know that tenant doesn't have $5 to $10 grand to move that house somewhere else. So it's one of those where you rarely gonna get them to say that, but the park will know that it will be their house.
Wow. So it costs $5 grand or more to move a mobile home? Good night.
Yeah.
We're in the wrong business.
Hey, I'm gonna tell people it's room. What I love about it is so much room for opportunity. Mobile home transportation. A lot of mobile home owners who are looking for transportation. It's a demand for highly efficient mobile home repairmen. Right? Who do you trust in this industry? Before it was kind of a real shady industry. So, as our people are really starting to get light to it, I feel like we can be very, very resourceful in this mobile home sector.
So a mobile home repair person, is that going to be different from the regular handyman we used to calling on Craigslist, stuff like that? I mean, or how would you find this person that can fix on a mobile home?
So, yeah, same thing. The thing is you just want their knowledge on, for example, they're going to do plumbing or they're going to do a mobile home furnace repair. You want them to have knowledge on it, but anything cosmetic, yeah, you can get the guy off Craigslist, you can find, but when it comes to anything electrical with the roof, plumbing, that's when you probably just want an someone who has experience with a mobile home because it is a little bit different. We've seen people make mistakes and put a home furnace inside of a mobile home, and that's too powerful.
Wow, they're gonna blow the thing up. No, make no sense. Let's see. Ryan say, so damn, you can lease option a trailer? Nice. So I guess you can do that. You could do like a sandwich lease option. You lease it and then you release it. Can you do stuff like that too?
Yes, that's when you get with the creative finance. So yeah, if you find someone who isn't pressed, you can definitely, tell them, hey, I'll pay you, I'll make payments, to you. Or someone, let's say someone that has an open mortgage or they're already on a payment, they just want to get out of there. Yeah, you can definitely do that as well. All
right. And I guess, do you work with other investors like JV deal partners and things like that with other people who find deals that maybe they can't raise the capital for or things like that or don't have the knowledge?
So not at this moment. We did one for a while, but right now we're actually we're close to closing on a mobile home park in Pittsburgh. So that one right now we kind of focus on. For us, our biggest goal is to really start to open up the door for buying mobile home communities, and really once we start, really raising, should I say, more of a community fund, so we can actually own more mobile home park communities.
Cool. That's great. And so you did also mention a little bit ago about building your buyer's list. How do you build a buyer's list?
Yeah, so great question. So, honestly, man, the old-fashioned Bandit Signs is a good way too. In every digital platform, you have the Facebook, you have the Craigslist, the We Buy Mobile Homes. You want to be able to start, I tell people, sometimes you want to list those dummy ads, where you have a mobile home and take a generic picture, and that way you can just start collecting data, right? One thing we use, I need to find out everything: how much you make, what are you looking for, a 3-bedroom, 2-bedroom, what's your monthly income, how long you been employed there. So now, once I build this up, as soon as I get a mobile home in the areas, I'm blasting that out right to my list for a quick buyer.
So that's to find actual tenant buyers to live in the property. Is there a separate list for investor type buyers, or are there even investors that you can gravitate to and put into your buyers list?
Yeah, so normally it depends on the property. I know if it's something that is move-in ready, I would definitely send that out to the possible tenant buyers. But if I find some, some off-market stuff, it's times the park managers give me free homes. I'll send that out to the list of investors as well.
Okay, cool. So that makes sense. Let's see. Edward wants to know, how can we hook up? How can we reach out to you? Because they say the mobile home and lead investors, y'all doing big deals up in Chicago and probably worldwide. How do we reach you, bro?
Yeah, so definitely if you're on Instagram, you can follow us at Mobile Home Elite Investors. And then the best way is just email us. One of our emails is the best, is mheliteinvestors@gmail.com. And that's one of the best ways to really reach us. Or, if I tell people join the community, we have a private Facebook community. It's only $20 a month, but I tell people to join that because there's investors all over the country in there. We got over 200 people in there right now. And that way, we're quicker at answering the questions than when people have them.
Well, everybody want to get in your DM and just drill you with 50 questions. You know that. That ain't nothing new. I'll be like, okay. I understand. So cool. So mobile home investing is another stream, because I've dealt with people, because we have Bandit Signs out, and people find us on the internet and they call and say, do you buy mobile homes? And many times I was like, I don't know. I mean, do we? I mean, I guess we could. I mean, I know I missed opportunities in the past because I didn't even pursue them at all. So I know that was probably dumb, but we all make mistakes. What would a person do when they come across a person? Is it just more so talk to them like they would any type of real estate transaction? Or what are some common questions that one might want to ask a potential person that's selling their mobile home?
Nice. So the first one you're going to ask them, is this in a community, mobile home park community, or is this on your own land? And that way, those two questions are the most important, because here's the first thing. If they're selling it on their land, you really want to ask them, hey, or how much are you willing to sell a mobile home with the land for? Because now you have control over the whole entire transaction, right? But now if it's in a mobile home inside of a community, you want to ask them, how much is the lot rent? Like I said earlier, that's just like HOA fees. Then you want to ask them, are you behind on your lot rent? That's definitely a great question, because if they're behind, that now goes in your negotiation for the price of their home. And then you want to find out where it is, you're going to ask them what's the monthly on utilities. That's a good question as well. And then you just want to see, can you get the contact information for who the park manager is? Because once you call in there, now you're trying to figure out, hey, how you doing? I'm interested in buying a home in the community. What are your average used mobile home selling for? Do you guys get cash buyers in this park, or you guys get looking for payments? And the park manager can help answer a lot of that question. So you have that mobile home. Now okay, this mobile home, they said they get a lot of payments. So now you're not stuck trying to flip this mobile home to anywhere from 3 to 5 months or so.
Wow, yeah, you don't want to get stuck, and you don't want to ever trade places with the seller.
Mm-hmm. Facts.
Okay. And so you said something about lot rent. I mean, how far normally does a park go before they start trying to take your trailer, or what are the consequences that they would do if you don't pay that lot rent?
Yeah. So here's the thing, man. I don't understand how, but most mobile home parks start the eviction process anywhere from 10 to 30 days.
Wow.
10 to 30 days. Like I know Louisiana's a state, they get 10 days. And they can send you a 10-day notice and they can begin the eviction process. So for us, I would say this, when we have tenant buyers, we kind of know that the park is going to back us. We've had a situation, unfortunately had to evict the tenant, and we didn't have to evict them, the park evicted them. I gave them 30 days to leave the premises. The park didn't. The park took them to court and evicted them. So one thing, people have to really realize is, as a tenant buyer, they have a lot of responsibility. They got to pay you and they got to pay the park. So, when it comes to that lot rent, it is very, very important that your tenant buyer understand. You as an investor understand. When you go, I tell people lot rent is part of your holding costs. So when you have a mobile home you're looking to sell, have 3 to 4 months to the side for lot rent. That way, just in case it's taking you longer, you got some cushion.
Okay, so let me make sure I'm getting this right. So this person that's buying this mobile home from you, they're paying the park manager every month?
Yeah, yep. The park the community, but the park manager collects. Yes, correct.
They collect and they send you a check for the difference every month for whatever you're owed.
Yes.
That's direct deposit or check or whatever way they do it, I guess.
Yep, it's right, direct deposit.
Direct deposit. So keep a good checking account on file. Okay.
Yep.
Cool. So they take out their money. And so there's no way for them to really get behind on your rent and still just pay lot rent or anything funky like that.
So here's the thing: they possibly can if they know how to work the system. It really depends on the relationship you have with the community, because a park can say, well, hey, they paying me. That's not my problem, right? If they're not paying you, but it is your asset. So, even if they are, here's the thing: if you put them out of your property, they are still on the hook to pay the park, the mobile home park, because they signed a lease normally, which is like a 12-month lease. So, as long as you really educate your tenant buyer on what it is, and the big thing too, you got to run your own background checks. You can't rely on the mobile home park. For me, I got to see is at least you got like a Best Buy, a Walmart card or something that got about $2,000 on it. That way I know if you get behind, you can still swipe that card to pay that rent.
Exactly. At least a month or two before we can figure it out. Okay, so that's cool. That makes sense. So this park manager collects the rent every month, pays you your rental money. They take out their lot rent every month. A person gets behind. What are they? So they can get evicted within 10 to 30 days, you say. Mm-hmm. What other options would a person have? They either have to catch it up or get out?
Yeah, pretty much. It's one of those, you definitely want to, I always tell my tenant buyers to just communicate with us. Like, what's going on? Let me know in advance, and then we can go from there. I'm willing to work it. As long as you pay the lot rent first, it depends. I give you a few days. We have late fees. Our late fees aren't as bad. I know some people in the industry, they charge $25 per day that you late. So,
wow.
Right. So they don't play no games, man. But that's the biggest thing. It's just the communication. But it's all about it's definitely all about vetting out. And what I love about our space is, even let's say someone does get unemployed or so, they collect unemployment. It's still an affordable way for them to live inside the mobile home community.
Wow. Okay. So any event that park manager evicted them, get them out of there, do you just get the trailer back and the space back, or how does that work?
Yep. You get your asset back, and then you right back in marketing.
Go clean that bad boy up and get somebody in there.
Yep.
Or you'll be paying that lot rent yourself.
Exactly.
All right. That makes sense. Cool. Let me make sure that if y'all have any other questions, anything, drop them in here before we wrap this thing up. Let's see what we got here. Sean Gavin wants to know, what do you do if inventory is scarce in your city?
So one thing, you got to be open to traveling. This is one of those things where mobile home investing is not as should I say, the competition is not a lot, but at the same time, it's really spread out. Mobile investing is very spread out. It'll be good to see that if you see 5 mobile home parks in one city, or sometimes you do have communities like in Florida that have in one city over 70 mobile home communities. So it really depends. If you're willing to travel, mobile homes is an option. And I tell people as well, mobile homes on land is a whole nother option. If you buy your own land, you get your land developed, you place a modular or mobile home on that. Now you can actually compete with houses in the area. You can comp those and then still offer a little bit of margin. But let's say the houses are selling for $175,000. You can sell that mobile home on land, that 3-bedroom, for $125,000, $130,000. So you just really give yourself options.
Wow, you want to leave the door open because you just don't know. That makes sense. Cool. Teresa wants to know, are mobile and modular homes the same thing?
Good question. So mobile homes was really the word manufactured homes. So manufactured homes, modular homes, they're both built in factory. The only difference in a modular home is they're set up on foundation. So they're going to lay that concrete. Some of them, sometimes they even have basements or so, but they're going to lay the concrete up. Whereas a mobile home, you're going to lay a flat slab of concrete, place that boy on and strap it down. But a modular is actually put on the foundation of the concrete and then fixated on there. So that way it can never be moved.
So it's more permanent.
Yes.
Okay, cool. That makes sense. Good question. Therese Lewis, thank you for joining in. So that's how that goes. So if people want to learn more about how to get into mobile home investing, learn from the greats, where do they need to go? Your website or what?
Yeah, so definitely first go to our website, www.mobilehomeeliteinvestors.com. Make sure you watch our free webinar. We got a free live webinar, 30 minutes long, and kind of give you that one-on-one. Also, follow us on Instagram and Facebook at Mobile Home Elite Investors. We have a YouTube channel, MH Elite Investors. So we got plenty of videos. And then if you want to learn more, you say, you know what, I'm ready to go. We have ebooks. We got courses. We got everything, and like I said earlier, we got that Facebook group, the private Facebook group as well. So we got options for your learning, for your learning type.
Great. So realistically, a brand new person that's kind of been wholesaling, dibbling and dabbling, what do they need to bring to the table to get into this mobile home space?
Yeah. So, man, you need a cell phone or a laptop. The biggest thing with the wholesaling is you really want to utilize digital marketing, right? So many mediums, Facebooks, the Craigslist, all the things that, that you can really use for marketing. You want to collect as much data, right? You want to find out, go on there doing much homework as you can, but you just want to marry a buyer and a seller. Like, that's your job. You want to marry that buyer and seller and then make some things happen.
That makes sense. Is there a time when you're dealing with mobile homes that you're working with real estate agents and things like that, or is it more so party to party, private party only?
Yeah. So we don't normally. You can definitely. What I love about it, a lot of realtors pass over the mobile homes that come up on the MLS. So that could be a great resource for you. Is, hey, you see, send those to me. And that way, because nobody else really checking for those, and that way you kind of get first deals and be able to, add value in that part.
Wow. So tell the real estate agents that in your area, I buy mobile homes, send them my way, and they're going to bring them on over.
Mm-hmm.
Just like that. That makes sense. All right, let's see here. Any other questions we got on here? Edward says, which one is more expensive, a modular or mobile home?
So the modular is going to be more expensive just because the base, what you're paying for laying that down. But I mean, as far as the actual home, they're pretty much the same. I will say it really depends, but you're going to pay an overall more for that modular. Let's just say that.
Right. The numbers are all different. So that makes sense. So jumping into the mobile home investing space can be open to anybody who want to do it pretty much then.
Yes, anybody.
So get some education, bring a little bit of money if you want some marketing dollars. Can you spend money on marketing? I mean, what can you do with some money if you had some?
So you can, you have your certain apps that you can boost posts, right? Or you can kind of get to the top of the page. So you can definitely do that, but the cool thing about it in this sector, it doesn't really take, I'll give you guys a gem. You guys can utilize those big buy, sell, and trade groups that they have on like Facebook, that you'll see over something like, I know in one of our markets, it's over 80,000 people. So I can post in there for free as many times as I want, right? So, utilizing groups is huge when it comes to, really marketing.
Yeah, definitely. I just posted up 2 rent-to-own deals today, and they've been flooding the inbox like crazy. They dinging right now. Ding, ding, ding. I'm like, good night.
Hey, that's dope, man.
The free resources. So cool. So that works. Anything else you want to leave for the people? Any other information you have? Any questions you have for me before we wrap this thing up?
Oh, man. Well, first and foremost, man, thanks for having me on here, man. Everybody that's listening, Chris is doing something that's so dope, and continue to tune it in. Tell your friends, tell your family, get everybody to really tune in, because for one, you on here on a Monday evening and you investing in yourself. So that's first and foremost. Get all y'all, a pat on the back, and salute to everybody that's on here. And then really, man, listen, we understand what the climate is going on, but one thing I want to tell you guys is just remain focused. Take care of your family. You definitely want to stand for something that's strong, but at the same time, don't get too distracted on a lot of media fixated things. You know what I'm saying? You really want to take that energy and see where can you add value, because trust me, a lot of people are going to need your value as well. So, the best thing I could tell you is stay focused, keep prayed up, and, stay focused on your goals. Do not get distracted on the goals that you had, and continue to pursue that in 2020 the right way.
Most definitely. Great. Well said there. And also, in regards to the situation that's going on, what are your thoughts about it? I mean, just in general, like they're burning down America. What do you think about that?
Man, so being here in Chicago, man, yesterday was kind of the first. I stayed in the house the first day, but yesterday we went out and I got a chance to really witness it, and it was it was shocking, and it was a lot of confusion for me, like the whys, because of course when you kind of have an investor mindset, you're looking like, why are you tearing up this stuff? But then just understanding, I had to put myself back. I've been broke. I've been in shoes where I didn't know where my next dollar was coming from. And so I could understand everything going on, the frustration and the pain that a lot of people are just lashing out. I told Sharnice, it's just like a child. When a baby can't talk, the first thing they're doing, they're just crying. You asking, do I got to change you? Do I got to feed you? And the only way they know how to do is act out. And so I think that's what's really going on right now. And it's a time though, as real estate investors, there's going to be a lot of opportunity. It's going to be a lot of opportunities coming up, it's going to come available, with the foreclosure market. And so you just got to be ready. You got to be ready. And, you just really just pray. And anybody that's immediate and within your circle that you can affect, that's what you have to focus on, because a lot of times we try to focus on people that we don't know. Like, why are they doing this? I want to help them. And we need to help the people that we know first. And then if that, maybe they can plant the seed to help other people. And so that's really, my take on it, and just continue again, stay steadfast with your goals and just don't get distracted. Don't get distracted.
Yeah, most definitely. I would agree with that 100% because it's a lot of distraction out here, and it is an election year, so anything's possible, right? So I'm like, stay woke or wind up broke. So, all right. Thank you, Byron. I want to say thank you for coming on, and I hope the queen gets better and she gets well soon. And y'all keep doing some great things out here. I like to see, Black family coming together, doing good stuff out here, showing them that everybody ain't, strung out on drugs,
right?
Crackheads, and all the other stigmas that they try to put on us. Some of us are actually smart, bright, and can actually do things. Wouldn't you agree?
Oh yeah, facts, man. I mean, without a doubt. And like I said, everybody on here right now, you gotta look what you're doing right now. You're learning, a different sector. You're on here learning real estate. So, that's what you had to understand, that you're different. Most people, somebody might be binging Netflix right now, but you doing something that's totally different and progressing your journey.
That's right. That's right. So many people will watch this on a replay. Also, I'm getting all of these shows that we've done every Monday night converted over into podcasts as well. So matter of fact, somebody said they heard it on a Google podcast last week. I said, dang, that was quick. We just started switching over.
That's dope, man. I love it, man. Keep up the great work.
So, yep. So that's cool. So any other closing statements or anything you want to make before we wrap it up?
Man, listen, make sure y'all continue to follow Chris Monroe at STL. Tell y'all friends about it. Make sure you get your mama on here, your grandma, your daddy, because he dropping some gems and he getting some wonderful people on here. And then again, Mobile Home Elite Investors, that's the name. Find us on Instagram. Hope you're on there. We're looking forward to for you to tune in and learn something about mobile homes.
Great. Thank you, Byron, for coming on. Let me wrap this thing up. All right, family. That's how we do it right here each and every Monday night, 7 o'clock Central Time, 8 o'clock Eastern. Make sure you're tuned in, like I say, next week as well, because we got a good case study coming up for you, as well as some other people. If you ever want to be notified of when we're going live, all you got to do is text JV to 31996. That'll get you the free joint venture agreement, some real estate documents to help you work with others when you're finding these deals and you're trying to divvy up the money, because the paperwork makes that paperwork. All you got to do is text JV to 31996 and you'll be notified of the upcoming live streams. Also, for those who have not joined already, make sure you join the free Facebook group, Woke Real Estate Investors, on Facebook, talking about subject to, talking about lease options, talking about seller financing, and so much more. Woke Real Estate Facebook group. It's free. Why aren't you in there already? We might need to make it a pay one. Maybe people will respect it more, huh? So I'm just messing around. So it's free for now. Get in while you can, because you never know. We might switch over to the other one. So that's going to do it for tonight's show. Let's see what else we got over here. Somebody else saying something. Yeah, man, thanks. I'm here in Chicago and understand. Great. Thank you for coming on. So like I said, give this video a thumbs up. Give it a like, give it a share. If you're watching on YouTube, subscribe, bang that bell, because you never know when we go live on something else. Tomorrow night, we're on with the Hootie's House Buying Club with Rich Groves, 6 o'clock Central. It's a virtual networking simulcast. All right. So make sure you're tuned in for that tomorrow night. All right. So with all that being said, do what you do, Be who you be, and I'll see you before you see me.
And we have. And we have. And we have. Mr. I stay. Whoa, 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 whoa. And Mr. I stay.
Today's broadcast is being brought to you by WokeSkipTracing.com. Look up phone numbers and email addresses with ease, with pricing as low as only 15 cents per match, not per search, per match. If there's no number or email address, you don't pay. Get accurate data in just minutes. WokeSkipTracing.com. That's WokeSkipTracing.com.